How can common pool resources be managed effectively? Imagine a shared fishing pond where everyone can fish whenever they want. Without rules, it might get overfished and turn into a wasteland. That's the challenge with common pool resources. These are resources like fisheries, groundwater, or grazing lands that many people use. If everyone acts in their own interest without rules, the resource can become depleted or damaged. So, how do we keep these resources healthy and available for everyone? One key way is to clearly define who owns or has rights to the resource. If someone owns a fishing lake, they have an incentive to keep it healthy because they benefit directly. When rights are unclear, people tend to overuse because they don't bear the full cost of depletion. Assigning property rights, whether private, communal, or through government regulation, helps create a sense of responsibility. Another important step is to create incentives for sustainable use. For example, if fishermen are given tradable fishing quotas, they can buy and sell these rights. This encourages them to fish responsibly because they can profit from conserving fish stocks. Private ownership also motivates users to invest in maintaining the resource, like planting trees or installing water-saving devices. Monitoring and enforcement are essential. If rules are in place, someone needs to check that they are followed. Private owners or regulated groups have a reason to keep an eye on resource use because they bear the costs of overuse. Governments can help by setting up systems to track resource use and penalize violations. Community-based management is another effective approach. When local users organize themselves to manage resources, they often do better at balancing use and conservation. This gives people a sense of ownership and responsibility, making them more likely to protect the resource for the long term. Market-based tools also play a role. For example, charging fees for water use or creating markets for fishing rights makes users pay for the true cost of their actions. These tools help align private interests with societal needs by internalizing externalities, costs or benefits that are not reflected in market prices. Sometimes, private solutions aren't enough. In those cases, government intervention is necessary. Governments can define property rights, enforce rules, and regulate to prevent overexploitation. They can also step in to correct market failures, such as when externalities cause overuse or pollution. Adapting rules to local conditions is also important. Different ecosystems and communities have unique needs. Tailoring management strategies to these specifics can improve success and sustainability. Research shows that relying solely on capitalism's competitive nature might sometimes harm common pool resources. Combining private incentives with community management and government regulation often produces the best results. For example, privatizing a fishery, setting quotas, and empowering local groups can work together to keep resources healthy. In practical terms, this means giving resource rights to individuals or groups, creating markets for resource use, encouraging investments that improve the resource, and supporting local management with clear legal backing. Governments can step in to fill gaps where private solutions fall short. So, managing common pool resources effectively involves a mix of clear property rights, economic incentives, community involvement, and smart regulation. When these elements come together, they help ensure that shared resources remain available and healthy for everyone to use now and in the future.